please outline your ideas about the types of businesses you'd like to attract to East Gwillimbury.
Attracting new business, we have to account for the tremendous amount of business that we have now in East Gwillimbury. We have an agricultural economy that is worth tens of millions of dollars, but the problem is it's invisible and it's very decentralized. The other decentralized economy that we have, one reason why people come up to East Gwillimbury is so they can work out of an office, or they have that shop out back, and they run their businesses that way. And these businesses are very productive. They are recession resistant, and we need to account for those. And I think Councillor Haxon had mentioned that in another debate about we need to roll in some of these home-based businesses, because we get pretty stressed, and we need to consolidate and use some of the services that perhaps the town could offer us to make it easier. But a lot of the businesses, you didn't see them close up their doors because they just tucked back the service industries into their homes. So that type of business is there. It's vibrant in East Gwillimbury. We have to nurture that. And the second thing is that I'm not a big fan of big box stores, and big box store just went in East Gwillimbury, up in Georgina, and the grocery store was the staff there 3 days before it opened. It's a big store that starts with the letter W. We're told that their hours were cut 24% because the big box store was opening. Now that's very impactful. So any big box store coming into an area tends to suck business away from the small shops, and it's a sad thing to see. So I'm not a big fan of that, but we can attract small businesses and nurture the businesses that we have here.
I was at an event earlier this week, and someone asked me that very same question, actually. And one of the things that I told the group there was that small businesses account for about 99% of our economy. They create jobs. They don't shutter jobs. Large employers are people who are susceptible to downturns in the economy. So if we can find ways to nurture and grow small businesses, attract businesses that have 1 to 20 employees with a good opportunity to grow, then they can grow with us. We should be looking at sectors, for example, not manufacturing necessarily, but sectors like healthcare. We've seen in the paper that South Lake is looking to create teaching hospitals and research and development and that sort of thing. So healthcare is definitely an option for us to explore. And we can partner with with other partners in our neighborhoods and really grow with them. And I think that Catherine also made some good points about exploring some creative live-work arrangements that small businesses want. Affordable taxes, the ability to grow, and the facilities. And while I've heard talk of a business development officer, which would make things a lot easier for small businesses to set up, one-stop shopping per se. But I think we also need that high-speed internet first, and we also need the facilities. It's the same as the doctor recruitment situation. We don't have the facilities to put doctors in. We don't have the business facilities to put new businesses in. Thank you.
What we're talking about is new jobs that are coming into town, and for me, we're going to have service industry. We're going to have people that are at minimum wage. We've got young people that need part-time jobs, weekend jobs and whatever to get them through school, and that's a great place for them to start. But what I would like to look at is career jobs. We've got a lot of high-tech things that are coming along in our community, and we've got the 404 corridor that has been established as an employment corridor for East Gwillimbury. We'd be so fortunate if we were where Aurora was a couple years ago and ended up with the State Farm Insurance headquarters in our community. That's the kind of jobs that I want to see here. We will have others as well, but I think we should be aiming very high. We want career jobs for people so they're not traveling to the city or outside of our community. They're living and working here in our community.
Really what we should be doing is developing an economic development strategy, accommodating small business, professionals, large manufacturers, large businesses, locating by the 404, part-time jobs. All of these things are excellent ideas. I think it should be the priority of the next council to develop a proper economic development strategy so we can attract a whole variety of different types of businesses and know exactly how to do it. Thank you.
In East Gwillimbury, if you're Frank Stronach, you never do Magna. I've talked to a lot of people who would like to have little businesses in their house, and they can't get away with it. The bylaw officer comes in there and starts getting on their case. All a neighbor has to do is complain. In Pickering, they have a thing called a small business license for home-based business. For $50, you can actually get an honest-to-God license. And that allows you the opportunity to work out of your garage or your house and grow your business. And then at that point in time, you can expand it. I'd like to see something like that in East Gwillimbury. Thank you. I'd also like to make sure that we don't go through a 7-month approval of Lowe's building their building and almost 3 years to get the farmers market approved. And it was only because of one of the councillors who actually interceded that this actually happened as quickly as it did. Business is one of the problems in this place, and although they say in the town literature that they're business friendly, anybody who's tried to start a business runs into a sea of red tape and a lot of headaches and things which slow them down. If I'm elected, I will make that change. Thank you.
Because we don't have the water and sewage capacity, it was difficult to go out and attract the big employers. But with that happening, that, as Jack has said, and Virginia, it is the task moving forward is to get an economic development officer that can create a complete plan so he services all types of business. With regard to your comment, John, about Lowe's, I worked at Lowe's for 6 months. They're in our business development committee, and the general manager there and their area manager congratulated East Gwillimbury on how quickly they got their permits and how easy they were to deal with. So I think that should be noted. With regards to the farmers market, there's several of us here in the room that worked on that. Those of us that started this 3 years ago were told that it was a long process. The process wasn't the town. There's a lot of insurance issues, a lot of things that need to be covered to get the thing started. And when it did get going this year, it's been very successful. We hope for it to be going forward that way. So
I think we really need to attract businesses of all sizes. That's a small, medium, large businesses, and the onus is really on us as a community. We need to support these businesses. We need to be out at the farmers market. We need to be encouraging them to run their businesses and help them grow. It is really us as a community that will build the jobs for our future. We need to support Vince's Market. We need to support the farmers market. We need to support all the restaurants in the area. We need to really have a community focus and help our community grow together. Thanks.
There's a worldwide movement towards zero waste and the end of dump sites. How can you make a difference in stopping pollution of our earth, water, and air by waste disposal?
But whenever you buy anything, the packaging is just ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure some of it can be recycled, but there's a lot of cellophane and other stuff on there that really doesn't need to be there. And when you buy anything from Costco, it's packaged so that nobody can steal it. So I think that the packaging is something that's important. They have to reduce that. That will help reduce the waste as well. And I think we have to be more conscious of the products that we buy, more green stuff, things that are reusable, anything that can be recycled.
We have to stop burying our garbage. And why do we have to stop? We have to move toward zero waste in East Gwillimbury, because I can tell you, with all the nice green spaces we have in East Gwillimbury, that the first place the province is going to look at when it wants to build a new landfill is in East Gwillimbury, and we have to start being proactive. And the last place the province would put a landfill in would be a town that is united and moving forward toward managing our waste intelligently with little or no pollution. Thank you.
I will continue to do the small, one step at a time. The municipality, of course, and the region have a responsibility overall to offer programs and things to recycle and to compost. But the answer is going to come from each of us. You need to we go on with a list. I won't do it all, but refuse the packaging. Use your green bags that the town has been providing. We should have had some tonight for you at the back of the room. Just keep thinking of individual efforts that each one of you can make. Thank you.